Oh God. Oh my God. Okay, well that kind of failed. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you guys are new. This started out as a video that was a standalone video by itself, but here's what happened. I started doing the video, I was at it for about 5 hours, repressing and depotting my powders, and then I got to a point where I was like, oh shoot, I'm missing the containers that I ordered in order to continue filming the video. So I think it's been about 4 days or so, and it might turn into a 5th day that I've actually been at this now. The first clip you're gonna see after I finish talking here is going to be the very first day, where I legitimately thought that it was going to maybe take me like 3 hours tops. It's just me in one place, but as it progresses, you'll see that it kind of turns into more of a vlog style video. So yeah, stay tuned for that. But anyways, give this video a big thumbs up if you're excited for the video, and let's get on to it. If you guys didn't already know, I'm a bridal makeup artist, and bridal season is officially going to be starting in a couple of months. So I want to go ahead and make sure that I have all my stuff stocked and loaded and ready to go. So I wanted to go ahead and condense my makeup kit. And if you guys have been on my channel for a little bit, you guys already know that I have my kit quite condensed right now. It all fits into one bag minus my brushes. I do have the Bridal makeup backpack, and that's stored like all my things. Let me go ahead and just show you it. This is what my makeup kit looks like if you guys haven't already seen it or been to my channel before. I have it very nicely condensed. Go ahead and check out my 25 Days of Kitmas series that I filmed for the holidays. It goes over like every single element of this. The thing is though, I was looking at my kit, and I've been looking at other people's kits, and of course you make comparisons, and I bought a whole bunch of stuff from the Artist Kit Company. The stuff on there is a little bit pricier, but if you guys really want to support a small business and invest in something that's really good quality, then definitely go ahead and do so. But he developed all these little containers and tools for makeup artists working specifically to be able to condense their kits. So all of these little containers that are white right here are from the Artist Kit Company. As I mentioned, I did order more stuff from him, but it has not come in yet. I think it's supposed to be delivered today, so hopefully that comes in sometime here soon. For right now though, I'm gonna work on my lipsticks. I saw people melting their lipsticks down just to make them look a little bit more clean with a Z-potter or some sort of like heating plate. I don't have one of those, so I'm gonna do the old school method of trying to put it on a straightener and then melt it down that way. Right now, I have my lipsticks in these 2 Artist Kit Company palettes. These are all the lipsticks that I carry. I'm a bridal makeup artist, so I don't need like any funky colors or anything. Most of them are pretty neutral. As you can see, if I open them though, they just don't look super neat. I don't think it's gonna change the consistency of them, I hope, but I've never tried melting lipsticks down before, so we'll see. Now, before I start with this, I am going to go ahead and put on gloves. I have a couple of cuts in my hand, and I just don't want my open wounds to like be near my makeup kit. You always want to be super hygienic. If you don't wear gloves when you're depotting things or messing around with your kit, make sure at least that you sanitize your hands. And now I look like I'm about to tattoo somebody. I already went ahead and disinfected the whole entire table surface with these Lysol disinfecting wipes, and I hooked up my straightener already, so we are good to go. All right, this is my straightener here. It's just a cheese straightener. I don't think the brand actually matters, but let me go ahead and open this. Then I'm gonna start scooping out some of the pans. I'm gonna start scooping out a little one, like one that I don't care about, just in case this totally fails. Oh, it's actually already melting. That's super funny. Oh God. Oh God. Oh my God. Okay, well that kind of failed. I forgot to reset the temperature on here. So it was like 370 degrees. So it definitely boiled and like toppled over. Let me go ahead and put like more lipstick in here, and then I'll get back with you guys. Okay, fun fact, I got everything back in the container, but there is, whoa, jeez. But there is a permanent pink stain that is on my table that will not come off. So there's that. Don't do what I did. I'm gonna go ahead and actually put down a towel here because I have thoroughly learned my lesson. So I have a black towel. I think you can probably see it better this way too. Why didn't I do this before? Wow, okay. So let me go ahead and put this down again. Yeah, this is working a lot better. It's not over bubbling or anything. But I need to figure out a way to get it off. There. I had to get it off that hot plate for a minute, and then I'm gonna let it cool on like its side right here. Now I understand why the Artist Kit Company carries magnetic spatulas for this reason. I think once that cools, then I should be okay. Right now it is currently drying. That is what it looks like. So let me go ahead and let that rest for a minute, and then I'm gonna do the other ones. Seriously, look at the mess that I made. I now have only 3 that are over here, but that original pink one looks real good, guys. Whenever I melt this down, I kind of just automatically assumed that the surface volume was okay when it melted, but apparently there's too much product in here, so I've been scooping some of them out and then putting them back into the actual lipstick containers. So yeah, that's pretty much what I've been doing now, and I have such a mess. Like, I'm probably just gonna chuck this towel, to be totally honest. Like, I don't even know this is cleanable now. It is no joke, 2 hours later, and I've only done 1 of these lipstick palettes. I don't know if I'm just not doing things in an efficient way or what's going on here, but I've made a complete mess of myself and also of my station. Like, look at this. I'm gonna have to throw away this entire towel because I don't think this can be salvaged. I wanna go ahead and clean out this whole entire palette before I stick things back in it. I'm just gonna take a disinfectant wipe and just wipe out this whole entire thing. I also might rearrange the colors inside of the 2 palettes too, once I get everything in there. This one. Wait, this one. Okay. No, wait, this one's not real. This is nice. Right here. Not here. Okay. So then that is the palette that I have. I don't know if it's necessarily worth doing this every single time, but at least it's clean for the time being. Okay, I just flipped this inside out. I had one lipstick that like apparently stained all the way through. I'm gonna continue working on this one and we'll see how that goes. Okay, that one didn't take me as long. I finally got it down to a science, although I don't know what the hell even happened here. Okay, I'm gonna clean off myself and like these gloves and everything. Completely got like lipstick all over this thing. So let me go ahead and clean it off and then I'll show you guys what I came up with. So I decided to replace one lipstick inside of here. I thought more were expired, but apparently not. There's a Nanessa Myricks lipstick in here, so I decided to replace it with the Face Atelier lipstick that's sitting up here. I just needed like lighter tone peachy colors inside of here. I did have to redo a couple of them because I had too many holes going on in there and I feel like that looks kind of like strange and it almost makes it look like it's expired or something, but it's not. That is pretty much what the lipstick palettes look like. Again, I don't know if it's worth it or not. I don't know if I'll continue it. Good news, I just got my stuff from the Artist Kit Company and I wanted to unbox it for you guys. It says Happy New Year on it. First of all, I got another palette 1.0. This is the same size that I use for the lipstick palettes that I showed you guys earlier. I needed more inserts to put in there too. I found an empty 2.0 palette. I want to go ahead and fit all the cream contours into this palette, and then I'm gonna go ahead and try to put some blushes and repress those into the bigger size palettes. So that's kind of what I was thinking about. Then I also decided to get the large Artist Kit Company clips. The clips that I have right now are super tiny. They're just these guys from Amazon, the no dent hair clips. Look at the size difference between these. Like, this is kind of insane. I'm gonna go ahead and replace these ones with the larger Artist Kit Company ones just because I feel like these will actually be better at pulling people's hair back, especially if somebody has like thicker hair like I do. I'm trying to slowly switch all my stuff to like white packaging because I feel like that would look really neat and clean. Then the most exciting thing that I really wanted to see, the Artist Kit Company came out with a box 1.0, and this is what the box looks like. I'm gonna go ahead and open it for you guys. So you sit the box like this down into your kit, and then your disposables just go right in this container and just be able to pull the disposables out of your kit. As you guys may know, I currently have my disposables in this fishing tackle box that I got off of Amazon. As nice as this has worked for me, I kind of just want it to be inside of my actual kit, so it's less that I have to grab out of my kit to set up. The box 1.0 came with like these little instructions on it. It says the tightness of the lid can be adjusted to your preference by lightly rotating the screws on both sides. The box is designed to be tightly packed in your kit. If you decide to just throw it in your suitcase and it breaks, it's on you. Yeah, I'm gonna definitely need to tighten the screws on this because it does flop open pretty easily. Now, if you wanted to leave this completely open and just have this as like one disposable thing, then you can. But I'm gonna go ahead and slide that in so it's divided. And I did buy 2 of the box 1.0s. And then it also looks like it has these little bubbles that you can put on the bottom of it just so it doesn't slide around. If I hold up a normal disposable to it, it is a little bit taller, so I'm gonna have to cut the handles of these. I'm gonna try to put all my disposables inside of this little guy. officially emptied out this whole entire container. Everything fit into these two, which is awesome. And then all I'm gonna do now is take my label maker and I'm just gonna label the tops of these. I had to put them in top first, so I don't know exactly what they are just looking at them. And that's what it looks like. Then since it opens from this direction, I'm gonna put it right here. Okay, before I try getting these two into my kit, I think I'm gonna have to condense my other stuff first, because otherwise I don't think they're gonna fit. I want to condense this whole palette into this guy, because all I have is just duplicates of the same ones. Like these two are the same, these two are the same, these two are the same, and so forth. So I don't really necessarily need this whole entire thing to be contours. I'm gonna grab this spatula, and then I'm just going to get out these little pans. Finished making the cream contours now. That is what they look like, just nice and organized. Basically just a smaller, more condensed version of this one. I'm just gonna label them cream contours. And that is how it's labeled, so then I can just set it upright and then I can see the label on it. I totally thought that I wasn't going to do this until tomorrow, but I decided to start repressing all the bronzers today. Right now I have 2 bronzers successfully repressed into their pans. I have the Huda Beauty Glowish bronzers. I have the light one and the medium one. I'm working on the tan light one. And I also have the deep tan and then the rich one. And then I also have the Morphe bronzer Cocoa Woe. Really, I have 3 of the Huda Beauty ones and then 1 of the Morphe ones to repress still. I use the Artist Kit Company pans that I showed you guys earlier. And then these molds right here, they fit the Artist Kit Company pans exactly, so you want to get the molds. I also have these pieces of paper that I use as like little filters pretty much. And then there is clear film that looks like this that you can purchase off of Amazon. Then I also have this Arbor press. I accidentally got the 4th ton one, and you really need the 1 ton press, which is a lot bigger than this one, just so you have enough strength to be able to repress them. So I'm gonna start out by taking a piece of paper. I'm gonna fold it in half. Then I'm taking the bronzer out of here, and this is where the scary part happens because I'm gonna scrape about half of this into here. And the process will get very messy, just to let you know. So make sure you have a lot of table space to work with. I'm gonna leave about that much in here, and I think that should be good. And all I'm gonna do is break this into as many little pieces as I possibly can. So when you go to repress it, you don't want any large chunks going on. So then what happens is I'm gonna go ahead and use the mold. I'm gonna take one of the empty pans, take the top of the mold. You're gonna use your palm to press all the way down so the pan drops all the way to the bottom of the mold. Then you're going to take the powder, and this is why you fold it in half so it kind of acts as a funnel, and you're just going to put this right on top of here. Then I'm going to use my spatula and just work it into the corners just to make sure everything is even. And all I'm going to do is just kind of hit it on the desks just so it evens out. So with the Arbor press, in mine at least, there is like this little notch right here. So if you press down with this all the way into the pan dents underneath here. So I have to put down a hard cardboard surface of some sort. This is where the little clear wrap comes in. So I cut them into squares just so they would fit over top of the mold, and then put the top of the mold on top of the clear wrap. Then all you're gonna do is just use the bar and then press it in with as much weight as you possibly can. So usually I stand up all the way and then I'll just press it down as hard as I can. So then once that is all pressed down, go ahead and remove everything. Take the mold and push it all the way through. Like that. Then just hit it on the side of the desk, and if nothing falls out, then you repressed it successfully. I just want to state really quickly that repressing is not for everybody. It kind of just depends if you really want to take the time to do this, if this would conveniently work for you. Repressing takes hours, guys. Like, I've been at this for a really long time now, and it's also a huge learning curve. I heavily struggled the first time I had to repress anything with this machine. Please do it at your own risk, because if you do it wrong, you're going to ruin your products, so just make sure that is done the correct way. way. So I'm gonna go ahead and clean up my mess here. Continue to repress all my powders that I need to. Okay, I just got done repressing all the bronzers. All the Huda Beauty ones normally have swirls in them with the darker and lighter pigments in them, but then obviously you have to crunch them together and repress them, so all those have like the little dots in them. And that's the Morphe bronzer at the very end. Then all I did for each one of the pans, just to make sure I knew which one it was, I labeled them on the back. And the blushes that I'm going to put in there are from this NARS holiday palette from 2022's holiday collection. And there's exactly 6 blushes in here. This is always so weird how surface volume looks differently. So a whole entire pan of this fit into this pan. Like super, super weird. And then I know these are all limited edition colors, but I'm still gonna label them on here just so I know for the future. So this one's called Guilty Pleasure. So that's my weird abbreviation of it. So yeah, that's pretty much what I'm gonna do for it. And then I'm gonna stick it right in the pan like this. It is several hours later because I got distracted watching Netflix for a little bit, but your girl finally completed the palette. That is what the palette looks like. So all the bronzers on the top and all the blushes on the bottom. And then I'm just gonna label it on the top and say blushes and bronzers. The last part of this depotting is going to be tomorrow. This is definitely something that I'm not gonna do now because now it's like 11 o'clock at night. The last thing I wanna do though is reorganize my eyeshadows. I'm gonna take all the Viseart palettes that I have and I'm just gonna stick them all into here. This has been a whole entire long process. I don't know how long this video has actually been so far, but if you guys are enjoying, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. This is probably the biggest depotting session that I've had since I built my kit to begin with. It's taken a while. It's definitely not for the faint of heart, and I'll talk to you guys tomorrow when I start depotting my eyeshadows. Hey guys, it's officially the next day and I am just condensing my stuff even further. I have all of these little tiny containers right here and I'm going to use those to condense my eyeshadows. All of my Viseart palettes, so this Dark Mattes one, this Editorial Brights one, and then my neutral mattes are all getting put into this palette that is right here. The newer ones, they all have these little tabs on them so you can pick them up with a spatula and just individually pop them out. But this is the one that's going to cause me problems because this is the old packaging. That is pretty much about it. So I will talk to you guys when I have everything repressed / depotted. Oh my god, need help. What is going on? My makeup's been on for way too long today. I also finished depotting my whole entire Viseart Neutral Mattes palette, and guys, my heart just hurts just a little bit because if you guys don't know, Viseart for their regular palettes are $80. Bye! Alright, now I'm just working on getting all the colorful shadows into this palette. I'm gonna go ahead and try to figure out how to rearrange my whole entire kit, just so I don't stress you guys out by like trying to figure it out on camera, because I know it will. And I'm gonna then show you guys what I come up with. Okay, I got to the point where I completely emptied out my kit. This is so weird to see it empty like this. I decided to group these a little bit differently. I decided to group them by the very vivid colors here and the more muted kind of colorful shadows over here. So I have the 3 palettes that I'm gonna try to find room for somewhere. These are all the containers that came out of my kit. So I have these guys that are kind of right here. I get these all from Amazon except for this one that came from Muji. And then these are all from random places too. Like this one came from Amazon. This is an acrylic holder I think that I found at the Container Store. I had to make myself a coffee at 10 o'clock at night just to keep myself up because this has been a long process, guys. Like I don't think that you realize. I hope this video is not like 45 minutes long or something. It better not be as long as my actual vlogs. If you guys just want to chill and sit and watch me depot everything for like 45 minutes straight, go ahead and keep continuing watching. Okay, it's the next day. I seriously got about 5 hours of sleep last night. It was like 5 or 5.5. And I'm so freaking tired. Oh my goodness. Obviously, as you guys know, I made the really stupid decision to drink coffee at about 10:30 at night, and it kept me up until 2 o'clock in the morning. That was a mistake. This is pretty much where we're at right now. My brain can't function. My mouth also can't speak words. I was trying to talk to my husband this morning, and I swear one sentence came out like blah, blah, blah. So I'm refilling things right now that kind of need replaced. I was looking at this little stack of jars that I have right now that is going to be soon replaced by things with a white top on it. I went ahead and replaced the eye cream that was inside of here. I had the All About Eyes eye cream that was in here originally, and I really loved that underneath makeup. However, I got like a whole bunch of eye creams for free through a giveaway. So I decided to use the Caudalie Premier Crew La Creme eye cream right here. So this is the one that I have inside of the top of this now. Speaking of eye cream, let me go ahead and use the Murad one on myself here. Oh my gosh, the cooling tip just feels so nice. I still have a little bit of this lip mask left, and I think I'm probably gonna do the fresh one after, I'm thinking, because I tried out this fresh lip balm here on myself, and I've absolutely been loving it. I mean, as you guys can see, I'm almost done with it. Speaking of which, I'm gonna put it on right now. This is giving me a good way to slowly do my skincare routine in the morning. Then next up, I have the lip scrub, which is the Bite Beauty lip scrub, and I'm gonna have to replace this eventually because I know it's getting close to, I think, its expiry date, and I don't really use it super often except for people that have my luxury package. And then the brow gel at the very bottom is the only thing that's kind of a weird thing. I used to have the Anastasia Brow Freeze inside of here. I opened it yesterday for one of my clients, and it was completely milky and like hazy looking, and I'm like, that's not right, because it should be completely clear. So I had this e.l.f. brow lift that I bought for one of my dupes videos, and since I used it with the disposable spoolie, then it obviously stays clean. I'm gonna go ahead and put that into here because the Anastasia Brow Freeze and this e.l.f. brow lift work exactly the same. I sprayed it down with alcohol and then wiped it out with a tissue. And the really interesting thing about these brow gels like this is that you have to like pack them into the corners of the jar. Otherwise, they leave gaps inside the container. And then that is what we are looking like. So yeah, now I have fresh products inside of here except for the lip scrub, but again, I'm gonna do something with that. I was going to depot the Inglot gel liners that I have into this container. I do have 2 spaces empty in this view set palette, except for I just remembered that the view sets aren't airtight and neither are the Artist Kit Company ones, so I can't like depot those, otherwise they'll dry out. Whenever I do get the actual white jars that I was talking about for these, since these are eyes, I'm just gonna make them a whole separate stack with the brow gel, because then I also need to depot the Bobbi Brown one into one of these two because it's not fluid enough to like squeeze into a tube or anything. Okay, I still have some of these like little tiny pans left over, and this isn't going to be like the most ideal situation, but I think what I'm gonna do is use the little tiny pans though to get these guys, the Urban Decay ones, out of their packaging. I have 3 of them. I just repressed these ones right here, which is Sin from Urban Decay, and then this one is one of the Moondust shades right there. And then I have 4 slots to fill for the mini pans since I don't have a bigger one. I'm kind of lacking a pink color because everybody always asks for like a pinkish kind of color for brides. This is the only one that I have with like a pink shadow inside of it. This is the Beauty Bay 16 color neutrals palette, and this pink one right here I think would be perfect if I depotted it, and I think it should be able to fit into 2 of these pans. And I also think I might pull this one out of here too. It's just like a really light, almost like a taupey kind of color, but I think it goes along with like the pink kind of row that I have going on. So I think I might depot those 2 and then put those into the 4 pans that are in here still. And then after that, I think I'm gonna call it a day. All right, I finished repressing it. Now the shadow palette looks like this. Yeah, pretty much what I'm gonna be leaving off with for today. So I will go ahead and talk to you guys again when my Amazon containers come in. All right, guys, this is the last day that I'm doing this, and I'm really excited about this. I finally got the last of my containers that I needed from Amazon to finish condensing my kit. I wanted to go ahead and get more of these sample jars that I have, but as I said before, they're going to be a little bit bigger than these. They are 5-gram jars instead of 3, and they also are white, so it's going to kind of go along with the whole aesthetic that I have going on in my makeup kit here. So I went ahead and bought these little jars. There's 50 of them that come in a pack, and they don't have little labels like the other ones. These are the sample jars that I use currently, and then these are the ones that I just bought. As you guys can see, there is a pretty good size difference between the two of them. So I'm gonna go ahead and depot everything into here. I also want to work on depotting my Inglot liners as well. I have a black and a brown one. And then I have to go ahead and get all of the eye pigments out of this jar as well. And then I also want to depot this e.l.f. Putty Primer. I'm going to start using this on clients because I've tested it out on myself and I really, really like the way it performs. This is a dupe for the Tatcha Silk Canvas Primer. And again, I think it performs just the same. Like e.l.f. does amazing dupes, by the way. Then I also kind of want to get the MAC paint pots out of this View Set palette. This thing is so cute. It's the View Set Seneca palette. The problem is though, the View Sets aren't airtight, so I keep having to revitalize this with the Inglot Duraline all the time. Oh, also how I make these stacks, by the way, is I just take Gorilla Glue and then just glue all the edges together, and then I just start stacking them together. I'm gonna go ahead and just overlay some music and just skip through this just so I can get it done, because yeah, I'm like really freaking tired of like trying to condense my kit. I want you guys to know, if you guys didn't already, don't throw away any of your MAC empty containers. MAC does recycle them, so if you collect 6 empties, then you get a free lipstick. It's a really good idea in case you want to collect lipsticks for your makeup kit. Definitely keep all your empties in case you depot things. Okay, I'm at the point where I think I am done. I don't know if you guys can actually tell a difference though. This is what it looks like. I pretty much eliminated this container, and then I also eliminated this container. There's still the same amount of products that are in here. They're just more so grouped out into like their like sections. The only thing I really want to do is I do want to put all of these color correctors and get them out of these View Set palettes. And I want to go ahead and put them into one of these Artist Kit Company palettes. And then also I do want to get a whole entire another one of these palettes as well. I want to depot the Dior Backstage highlighting palette because this hinge completely broke off and it's no longer functionable. And then I can also repress the MAC mineralized skin finishes just so they're not in these containers anymore. But yeah, that is pretty much it for the kit. So yeah, I hope you guys really enjoyed this. It was such a long video, or at least I think it's going to be very long. So if you guys stayed all the way till the end, comment the word pineapple. Pineapples are my favorite fruits. Actually, fun fact, I do have a pineapple that's tattooed on me. That's what this whole thing is. Also, don't forget to go ahead and subscribe to my channel if you guys have not already. I do upload a ton of makeup artist related content, so if that's something that you guys are interested in, then definitely go ahead and subscribe to the channel. As always, I hope you guys are having an absolutely fantastic day, and I will talk to you guys in my next video. All right, bye.